So scents and decoys are two things that can really add to your calling setup, and if used the right way, can be extremely successful. Hey everybody, Michael Batiste from the Elk Calling Academy, where we help you shorten that learning curve so that you find success faster out in the elk woods. On this channel, we do elk call reviews, gear reviews, elk calling lessons, tips, and tutorials just like this one. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. All right, today we are going to talk about scents and decoys. So scents and decoys are two things that can really add to your calling setup, and if used the right way, can be extremely successful because, you know, a lot of us are already out there calling. We're making sounds, we're appealing to the auditory senses, you know, of the elk. So why not add scents so that we start playing onto, you know, their sense of smell, and then appeal to the visual aspect with decoys. I mean, elk are going to come to a certain point and stop to where they think they should be able to see that animal, and that's where decoys can really come into play. Scents, on the other hand, if you get in an area where wind's really swirling, that scent sometimes can be a determining factor that's going to hide and mask your scent and allow you to get that shot. So today we're actually going to talk about two different decoys. The first one I'm going to talk about, this is from Ultimate Predator Gear. This is their stalker decoy. This is the cow elk. The thing I really like about this system is it has a lot of different uses. So as you can see right through here, it's open in the middle. So on the back side, you have Velcro patches. So what this is set up for is that you can actually take the provided Velcro that comes with it, kind of put them in a bow tie figure around your limb pockets, and that allows you to actually attach this decoy right to the front of your bow. Your stabilizer, your sight, everything is right through here. So the neat thing is, when you're stalking or set up, if you're by yourself, you have this decoy out in front of you that kind of masks your movements, especially when you're drawing your bow. Now, the other way you can use these is you can take these Velcro pieces and you can just kind of attach the top and the bottom on them, but leave the middle sections loose, and then you have something that you can grab with your hand. So if you're back there as the caller, you could be kind of sitting behind this, peeking through, you know, you can reach up and tap an ear, give a little bit of movement to your setup. But this is great because you have that ability now that you can actually move this so the face of this decoy is facing that elk as they're coming in. So it is extremely lightweight, and for safety reasons, it does also include some orange if you happen to be out using it during rifle season. So, okay. One other thing that you can do with this is you can take these Velcro pieces and you can kind of link them together, put them around a tree, and then attach this right onto a tree. So that way, if you're moving back here calling, this is set on that tree. It gives the visual appeal. So you're already making elk sounds in that area. That bull comes up and stops, looks down, sees this decoy sitting right there. Now he recognizes or sees the animal that's been making that noise and calling to him. To fold it up, it's really easy. You want to have one thumb pointed down, one thumb pointed out, and as you twist, you actually, like you're going to punch the cow elk or punch the decoy in the nose, and then it folds up really tight. So the neat thing about this is because it folds up so small and it is so lightweight, this is great that you can actually just attach it right onto the back of your pack and you have it right there. It's not much weight at all to carry. Okay, decoy number 2 is the butt head from Native by Carlton. So again, nice Small, compact design. But this one comes with a pole that you go ahead, and this just works just like the tent poles do. Then you thread this up through the bottom of the decoy. There are 2 channels on the back of the decoy that you just thread that pole right through. Then you have a tether piece that you can attach on, and now all of a sudden you have the decoy. The neat thing about this is, since it is a 3-dimensional face, again, you can be back here hanging on to it. You can be putting movement to the ears like it's flicking a fly, but also too, you can be sitting here and you can be moving this a little bit. So that's where the 3-dimensional of the butt head really comes into play, because now you're adding a little bit of movement. And unlike a flat 2-dimensional decoy, as soon as you move that face, it gives that side profile and a little bit of realism to your calling. So you can stake it right into the ground, have it sit there, or you can hang on to it with your hand if you wish. So, okay. Now, there are a few other decoys on the market. I have used Montana decoys in the past. And usually what I do with the Montana decoys is I don't carry the poles with me. I cut a small slit up on each side, and I just ran a little bit of paracord through that. So that way when I'm calling, I don't have to mess with poles. I don't have to mess with that ting, 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 the noise, all that kind of stuff. I just take that paracord and throw it up over a branch and let that decoy run. My preference on the Montana decoy is the rump. I don't have to worry about eyes or ears or just to that. It's that rump. And the bull normally thinks that that cow is faced away feeding, and so he a lot of times will come a little bit farther just so that he can see or try to catch eye contact with that cow, and that's been an effective tool in the past. So that's just a brief example of some of the decoys and how I use them. Okay. Attractant scents. So this one right here is from Hot on the Trail Deer Scents, or Hot on the Trail Scents. This is the estrus cow elk. They also have a bull blend and a herd blend. And there's a few different ways that you can use this. It is a paste that does just act like a deodorant stick, if you would. So there's a few ways that I will use this. One is I may pick up a stick off the ground and just shave some of it so that it gets on there. Get the other shavings. And then I can drop this. And I'll do this sometimes if I'm heading out of an area that have gotten into elk or has quite a bit of elk sign. I'll just do a few sticks like that. Give it the appearance that a cow in estrus kind of moved through that area and she peed in a few spots. The neat thing about this paste from Hot on the Trail is it actually lasts several days. It doesn't evaporate. It's not really overpowering like the liquids are. But the neat thing is I don't have to worry about liquids spilling in my pack at all. So, okay, next up, we're going to talk about like if I'm in a setup and I'm calling and how I use this when I'm calling. So let's head over here. Okay, so let's imagine I'm back behind my shooters and I'm calling. What I'll do sometimes is I'll take this stick and I'll just run it down some of the bark, so that way that scent is now on these trees. And I'll do this on a few trees around in the area. So again, if that wind is swirly, my scent's here, but I have a lot of this scent on the outside perimeter that can actually help mask my scent. Now, if I was going to set the stage like there was a cow elk here, I would actually do this down on the ground, just like I did the stick, but I would come down on the base of the tree and I would put some of this and rub it right on the base of the tree. So that way, again, it gave that appearance that there was a cow elk sitting here, a cow in estrus, and she peed right here. So there's a quick little tutorial on how to add scents into your calling setup. So hopefully you've enjoyed and found some tips that are useful within the decoy and the scents here that you can add next fall into your calling setup, and it's going to help you find more success. As always, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. keep calling, keep practicing, but most importantly, have fun. And we'll see you on the next video brought to you by Elk Calling Academy.